So Jim, welcome. First for the night. Congratulations. Yeah. And it's early, so you can actually watch it without falling asleep. Okay, looks like I'm out of alcohol there, and out of alcohol there. Yeah, everything's a wreck. Alrighty. Okay, well, this is really a continuation of the other night. This was job, as you can see on the screen, 1081. This is one that had the dead CPUs, not much else we could do with it. But I was fishing around because I'm trying to clear the slots in my workshop. Like I've got, what have I got? 4, 6, 4. I got a lot of slots. 24 slots, and they're all filled with jobs that I haven't finished, so that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, I mean. So I'm going to try and repair this board, which is also 4924 and the same spec. And fingers crossed this is a viable board, but we don't know until we fix it. So it seems to have some corrosion up at SMC and probably got some other issues. But on the upside, we've got a donor board, so yeah, hopefully we go alright. Okay, it looks like YouTube's having issues with getting enough data on this stream, but well, not much I can do about that. So yeah, the first thing I'll do is just janitor this one, fix up that SMC area. Let's see if there's anything else. But yeah, this is a 2.7 gigahertz, 8 gigabyte RAM, which is the same as the other one. A bit of corrosion there. Nothing too severe, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Oh, that went straight through on the VIA there. That might be a problem, that one. At least I think it went on the VIA there. I think the best part about this Christmas so far is that the James Webb Telescope actually finally launched and isn't on its way now to the Lagrange point. Hopefully everything goes well. Can be a whole sequence of things that have to go right yet, but at least the explosive takeoff situation is out of the way. I think that was the one everyone was worrying about the most. This is a real yucky area, so let's dig in. It was a very good launch, yes. It was quite impressive too, just how fast they got off that launch pad. I mean, obviously, yeah, they adjust the parameters according to what's required. But it's interesting that they went off so quickly, because from what I understand, they actually deliberately when they put it into the orbit, they gave it a little less velocity than it actually needs. And the reason being is because they can't turn the telescope around to slow it down or anything. They can only ever speed it up, because if they turn it around, then all the optics get destroyed by the sun. So they've got to just slowly increment it bit by... shit, 9.5. Okay, we could have a dead CPU on this one. Damn it. Alright, we'll see what we can do. Hey, Sonia. Dave, you're always going to get people that say that sort of thing. And, it certainly has been a very protracted project. It's certainly had a lot of issues. I'm amazed it even got there in the end. People will also be a bit upset about the fact that it's not visual spectrum, that it's only, well, I shouldn't say only, but that it's infrared. You get a lot of people who are like, what use is infrared for us? We can't see it. We're just going to have silly false colour pictures. How's that interesting? Hey, Steve K. Yeah, we'll do our janitorial work here. Try not... Ah, that's a dead one. It's a very dead one. Anyway, it's good to see that it did get launched, finally. Well, both... There's some... Gonna have some fun here, picking up those vias. Yeah, because they both go straight through to the other side. God damn it. Couldn't be straightforward, could you? No. Hey, Gavin Brown, thank you for the £5. Merry Christmas to you and your family too. We actually had a very good Christmas dinner for Alita and myself. This was our first Christmas on our own in a very, very long time. Prior to this, of course, we've always had other people in the house. So this is the first time with our own house, on our own. And it was a lovely scene because we had a storm raging outside. We had fake candlelight. It was a bit of pork roast. I don't know, it just worked out really well. It was one of those memorable type moments that you didn't try to make memorable, it just happened. And you know if you try to recreate the scenario, it would never work. So yeah, it was just one of those moments that you consider precious and put into your memory bank. Hey Miles. And looks like we've got people from Utah here. What are you doing awake at this hour? I'm just trying to clean up this to give me... I need to find out where those vias are going. Looks like I'm going to have to bring up the board view and schematic, unfortunately. Well, I should say we didn't have any other humans other than ourselves. Trying to work out what I'm looking for here. So there's 4. Come down, we've got this here, SMC reset and CPU current sense. And that's a pain, this SMC reset line, because if I want to run a wire, it's going to have to go all the way over to here. And what is concerning about that is that it's highly likely that it might do something like trace up to here and then trace down. And if it's broken up here, then yeah, bit of a problem. CPU current sense, again, another... so it looks like I'm going to have to dig in and get these ones. Thank you, Joseph. Steve, we have these. I have this Makita little hanging lamp. It takes like a 10.8 volt pack, and I just put it on the table. We had normal power, but I just chose to switch over to slightly dimmer light. Set the mood. Alright, so we pretty much have to dig into here. This one, like I said, I can pick up from over here if I have to, but yeah, dig time. Dig. Hey, Pro Engineer. So Gavin Brown, you lost your CO2 tube. Yeah. Oh, this one's really just... I'm going to have to change my blade. I don't have the super fine tip that I need on that. CO2 lasers, they're used for cutting like wood, yeah, mostly wood and plastic. Hey JCT, is the upcoming tropical cyclone going to reach? Probably, I don't know. There's one up in the north, but that's Northern Territory area. That's definitely not going to make it anywhere near us. Well, this is well and truly corroded out. I'll wash that out again. Just going to drop some flux and solder in there, see if we can get something to firm up a bit. And then we can test to see if we even have the right line. Sorry if I'm not paying full attention at the moment. Almost feel like I'm slightly out of practice, funnily enough. Okay, current sense is 0.01. This is gonna be a fun one to measure out because that is so close to zero already. Ten ohms. That probably should come up 0.01 on diode mode. Alright, so we may actually have a proper connection there. I said we may. Hey Harold, welcome. How's things over on your side of the planet? So that's some nasty corrosion down there. So it's gotten in onto the layers. Ooh, I don't know it. Okay, so there's another layer under that. We don't want to hit that. So I'm going to have to be careful. But I do want to get rid of this copper oxide, sort of malcolite green kind of behavior. But I may be forced. So from what I can tell, this trace is going to run from here and it's heading over to here. So I may actually be forced in this scenario to go with a wire on top because I'm risking striking the trace that's underneath here. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Because if I dig any further, I'm going to hit that trace that's running directly under the pad there. So the only thing I can really do at this point is to put some UV cure in there and then put the part down and then run the wire. At least I can run the wire on that one. There's bright orange corrosion here. Just gotta keep cutting back till you don't have that bright orange crap. Some janitorial jobs are quick and easy. Some are not. Some genuinely require a great deal of dedication and a steady hand and patience. This one may end up being one of those, but I don't have another 4924 of the same spec as far as I know, so I have to get this one right. Hopefully the SMC is okay. Oh, okay, this is weird. This one's configured differently. That is actually very strange. This one only has the middle. I could have sworn that I took off a part from there on the other one. That's leaving me a little bit confused. Yeah, I could have sworn I took that part and that part off, as well as some up top here. Alright. Nope, I must not have. I've clearly got a dodgy memory, which means that's a good thing, because that means I don't have to run a pad here. I've only got to worry about this one, and we've already got something in place there. Ah, lucky day. Very lucky day. Right, I just need to get one... You know what? I don't need to take my 0.35mm reball items from the jar. I just take them from here. Where I've got an absolute squillion of them. Let's get some flux onto there. .35 is going to be colossally large for this particular task, but oh well. Not really sure what would cause that corrosion. It was probably bug pee. Hey Catherine, good evening. Okay, let's get swapping parts here. So we've got this one in the middle and then the three up the top. Yeah, it's not ideal at the moment, but we'll clean it up. Right now we just want to get those pesky parts down. We may end up going through all this only to find that the CPU is dead because, well, the voltage regulator that is part of that sort of thing is kind of damaged on this board as well. Sorry, on the one I'm trying to fix. But we know 100% that the CPU is dead on this one, so we're kind of hoping, as in on the original, so we're kind of hoping that we maybe get lucky on this one. Dream of a Christmas miracle. Oh, by the way, the 1466 that we were working on the other night, the one that was covered in trash and it didn't boot properly after I worked on it, it did, as expected, work perfectly fine after it was ultrasonic. So it was just all the trash that was sitting on the board messing with the signal lines. Okay, I think that's everything. Was there one there that I had to replace? Doesn't look like it. That looks like a no stuff. Yeah, it's a no stuff. Okay, so this here is our next big problem. I'll just get that plastic protector crap off. Clearly didn't do its job properly. Because if it did its job properly, then that would not be corroded. But it is. Probably is worth checking V-core resistance. I think I did do it before, but we'll check again. Yeah, 6.8, so that's fine. I could see there was another probe mark in there, so I did in fact do it before. Now I've got filthy flux all over the place. I'm pretty much just going to replace this chip and all the parts that are damaged here. Looks a bit bleak, but there might be hope. Give that a wash down. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, 6 skills. Fortunately, it looks like the pad that is corroded the most is just a, it's just a part of a bridge. So that's good. That was a bit silly. Right, hopefully this time we can do the pads without creating, I was going to say without creating huge blobs, but we're not doing so good again. Oh well. Yeah, but up there, it looks like it's coming in over here and then that one and that one together. Now, because this has got a dead CPU, I might actually not use the ISL, that particular ISL off that board. I'll get another one. As soon as I can find another 4924. This feels like one. Yep. Getting hard to remember which board's which around here at the moment. Be careful I don't end up fixing a dead one. Sorry, a bug just went into my face. It's trying its best to get up my nostril, which is not really my preferred method of dealing with bugs. Ah, knocked it. I was on the heat a little bit too much there, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like it's pulled itself back into alignment good enough. Yikes, that's hot. Alrighty. I'm just quickly scanning over to see if there are any other areas where I have got corrosion that I might have missed. Alright. Here we go. Chipmunk in. Yeah, that's actually pretty damn hot. Better cool it off. One resistor missed. Which resistor, Nova Anime review? You talking about on the SMC or something else? I'll compare the SMCs. So like on the SMC I've got 3, 1, 1, and then over this one here, maybe this one here is the one that's missing. 3, 1, 1, this one over here. Second resistor above the ISL, looks like its top pad could use a touch up. Were we talking about the same thing here? Oh, you're talking about this here. Yeah, it looks a bit like that way, but it's actually okay from what I can tell. It's just a bit of oxidation, but nothing more. I can see the pad, the fillet is okay up there. So here we go. Jessica? We've got power. The question is, do we get green blink? It's not fixed until we get green blink. And even then it's not 100% fixed, it's just might be fixed. Come on, green blink. Yes. Okay, we got a green blink. It's good. So what I'll do now is I will quickly just lash this up. I know I'm using the old paste, but that's okay. It really doesn't matter in this instance. We just want to see if we are going to get a booting machine. And first I've got to find all the screws for the... Is the right machine? 1081? Yep. Ah. Yeah. I was being confused there because one screw had jumped across to the wrong section. This is not going to provide very much cooling capacity. It will provide enough to stop it severely misbehaving, which is pretty much all we need. I was a bit of an idiot, should have... I don't know what screw I'm supposed to be using here. Nope, not you. I'll try a standard. That'll be fine. They cost us. Go. There may be other issues with this machine yet. Not out of the woods completely. The heck, that clothing security, not clothing tag strips or something. Yeah, those little T-bar pieces of plastic. Okay. The other thing we're going to have to do is probably reprogram this so that it's got the right serial number in it. Which means I'm going to have to find a clean ME region for the 4924. I'm not sure I've got one of those. Yeah, well, I'm sure I'll find it. I'll go dig around on the Rossmann forum. I'm sure someone else would have asked for it, and likely someone would have responded. Either that or I'll find it on Badcaps. Okay, things didn't go bang, so that's a good start. A bit sticky, that's not a good start. Reduce and clean the ME region. That's one thing I've yet to buy off you. Yeah, this is a 2015, so it's not going to spin the fan. That's the other thing, is why the Chipmunk's really good, because on these particular machines, if you're waiting for the fan to spin, it's not going to happen in a hurry. Because yeah, the fan's still not spinning, and it won't for a while yet. It's probably time for me to turn on the ultrasonic cleaner. Set to 55 centigrade. Alright, it's beating a little slow, so there could be a sensor messed up somewhere. I guess we'll find out. Battery seems okay. I'm just thinking it should have booted a little bit quicker than that. Although it does seem to be coming up fairly much right now. I do have an M1, yes. Sitting up on the shelf. Okay, something's definitely running a smidge slower. I'm just not sure what yet. Doesn't seem to be reading the fan speed correctly. Airport proximity 129, but that may be the case with this particular. Okay, let's run Valley and see if we can get the fan to kick in. Yeah, I've got an M1 that needs a chassis swap, or at least I'm fairly sure it's just a chassis swap, and then I've got another one that I don't know what the actual fault is yet. I haven't even opened it. Okay, 30, yeah, for 2015. Okay, fan is running, so it looks like it was just while it wasn't running and reading 0 RPM, it was upsetting the hardware monitor. Oh well, it appears to be working. That's good. A 10-minute? Oh, yes, sweetie. Oh, that thing. Mo. Momo.
He was sucking like crazy.
He's what?
Sucking.
Yeah, he's such a suck. I'll take my gloves off so I can actually touch him, because
He's already leaving.
he's already leaving. I just took my gloves off.
Well, come grab it.
Filthy rat.
Here it comes.
Yeah, let me just change to... Come here, you rat. No. Come on. Say hello to the people that pay for your food. Ah. Mm. Hey. Oh, geez, Loki too. He's like, I want to be part of the action as well. Such rat bags. Mo's not ready to be let go yet. He's like, no. He probably would have been wanting to let go if Loki wasn't there. Oh, now he's going, yep. Alright. Is Loki going to be a problem now? Come here, Loki. People are going to not know the difference between the two of them. And this is Loki. Funnily enough, they're from the same litter, but at certain times of the day or in certain situations, I can't tell them apart. Just from a distance, you can get your mind tricked. Who else is it? Oh, he's whinging again, is he?
No, he was just.
Yeah. Go on, Loki.
Oh my goodness.
He's okay.
Lucky. That was naughty.
It's okay. He didn't actually get me. The young juvenile cats, 4 years old, going on 2, and I'm covered in hair now. That's not good. But yeah, for some reason, their patterns can leave us feeling unsure of who we're looking at if it's sort of a bit twilighty or anything like that. We don't have that problem with any of our others, but for some reason, yeah, the patterns are different, the colours are slightly different, but under certain lighting conditions, you can have a hard time working them out. Yeah, I need to get a sticky roll, I agree. Oh well. Anyway, so that's Loki and Milo. They're the youngest that we have. So this is good. So I'm gonna call this a fix. I mean, I've got Wi-Fi. I didn't plug in the camera. Damn it. Oh well. But I'll put it through the ultrasonic, reassemble everything. Ah, that's right. I got to change the. Got to change the flippin' serial number. So let's see about this Mac. So what is this one? CO2QD5. And the proper code is meant to be CO2 something something else. Certainly not that particular serial number. Right, try to get these hands cool enough for me to get some gloves back on now. And Nelson. So Jason trying to coerce the order of operations here. I can understand that. The customer will be happy to actually have this one fixed. The other one that I've got from the same place, unfortunately, it's a 138 board of A1398, and I don't think I've got a suitable donor for that, or a suitable replacement. There was that 1398 board that we fixed up, which had the SSD connector fault, but I'm not really sure I'd be willing to actually give that to a client. I don't think it's worth the risk. I would rather just order in from, say, AliExpress or something like that, because they're not the most expensive boards to replace anymore, thankfully. Yeah, this whole machine is actually a bit grungy. Really could do with a good clean. Loki and his sister. He doesn't have a sister. Funnily enough, oddly enough, in the litter there were no females. Milo is a male. Loki is a fantastic snuggler, but not to me, but to Elita. And Milo likes to bite. His mouth is his communication tool, and I don't mean through meowing. He just likes to go along and bite things. He's always been a bit of a Futurama nibbler type. He'll just go along and chomp on everything to express whatever it is that he's trying to express. He talks a lot though. In the middle of the night, you'll hear down in the hallways, as if he's trying to call out to me, like, "Dad, wake up!" It's a crikey, bloody hell. It's 4:30 in the morning. I ain't getting up. But of course he does win, of course. Alright, so that's on the warm. We've got to wait. The ultrasonic cleaner won't be up to temperature for at least another hour and a half or so. I mean, it's fairly quick. Given that it's a 22 litre tank, it's pretty quick. It's certainly quicker than the 12 litre tank I had before. The 12 litre one took forever to come up to temperature. It was just a bad ratio of... It was a bad ratio of heaters in the contraption versus the volume. I hope there was nothing wrong with that board that I just took parts from. Oh well. I will, however, keep this dead board from the customer job on its own to the side a little bit, just in case something comes up. Alright, I think we're going to do the M1 now. At least I think it's an M1. How is it we all end up with cat names that are so similar? Milo, Mia, Shadow. We don't have a cat called Shadow, but my in-laws do. Okay, what are you? Unable to start onboard diagnostics, not able to boot into recovery or boot into external device. Still powers on, but there's nothing... Oh great, it finishes there. Well, looks like I'll have to look up the job. $10.94. $10.94. Unable to start onboard diagnostics, not able to boot into recovery mode or boot into external device. Still powers on, there's nothing you can do with it. Have some kind of logic board fault. Every part, right, yeah, can't get right. Oh, okay. So this is not a liquid one. This is just a something's gone horribly wrong one. Do I have a cat called Lewis? Thankfully not. It would probably complain about there being bugs in its food all day. Okay, Jason, enjoy the movie. Yeah, Miles, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I guess what I'm going to be doing is seeing if there is any visual damage to the board. If there's not, then this may be a case of having to do a restore to it or something like that. Although they did say they tried that. Okay, get the fingernail under there. Ah, this one's never been seen. Far out. Oh no, that's not an M1, that's a flippin' normal Intel one. Oh, okay, it really is going to be a rabbit hole to hell then. At least the M1s actually have a chance of being fixed compared to these things. So what have we got, a 1598 board or something? 1592? 1987, okay, rabbit hole to hell. So, my bad. For some reason I thought this was an M1 just on the initial job submission. But I was wrong. Very wrong. It's kind of curious what all these dents are. Look, there's a dent there, a dent there, and cat hair by the looks of it. Not mine, not this time. And bugs. Yep. Welcome to tropical North Queensland. Summertime. You have a light on anywhere, you are going to get bugs. Yeah, Miles, it's all your fault. We're going to blame you. Alright, let's get this out. See what's going on. There might be something on the other side. These are problematic scenarios simply because of the fact that it can be a lot harder to find a smoking gun. And if you don't have a smoking gun, then chances are you're going to just wander the halls of hope aimlessly like some half-dead ghost. It rarely ends well. Flying protein you have, if only. These bugs probably are just more keratin than they are protein. I hate it how they're changing from T4 to T5 all over the place in here. So the screws for up here on the trackpad flex, they're T5, but these ones here on the USB-C, they're T4s. It's all over the place. It is possible actually, the fault could be, we've got some pin marks, pin indents here. So it might be that. Trying to think if I've got a spare chassis for this particular one. Because if they can't get into diagnostics modes and things like that, it could imply that there's an issue with the keyboard. And if the hole in the flex like that, well, it's not really a hole, it's a impact mark. It's possible that that is the issue. But like I said, we're going to take the board out, give it a look over just in case there is corrosion, and at least if we can eliminate the corrosion situation or possibility, we can start looking at other peripheral. Uh, Most of the time these things they're not able to be diagnosed by the people sending it to me because they themselves also don't have a spare chassis for these newer machines. I do try to pick up where I can, a chassis or two for these models, but you often find yourself always being short of the one that you need. Or you do something daft, like use something off it to fix up a machine, and then you forget to order a replacement for yourself. And then when the next one comes in, you realize that you haven't ordered it in, and then you curse and, oh damn it, just like I did then. Keeping proper stock of known good working chassis to test from is very important, but we seem to do a pretty awful job of doing it. I hate these, that's right. The flippin'... Get out of here. These moths are... This is not good. Right, so we've got to get this flippin' nut off. .42 for SFP switch blew up. Oh, it depends on why it blew up. But yeah, I'd say a lot of the time those things, you do actually legitimately replace them simply because you don't know what sort of secondary issues are being caused and whether you're going to start having obscure packet loss or packet damage issues. Yeah, it's rarely worth it if those sort of things. Oh, this is such a pain in my backside. It's not a proper fit, but that actually did kind of get it out. That is for the iPhone 6s. Okay, come on, you need to get out of here. Shoo. And under here we have a secret hidden Wi-Fi parts. For your anguished pleasure. Someone revving up their engine. It does look quite clean, this board. I am probably going to fall to it being that flex at fault. And there's a little bit of trash floating around here. I suppose we'll just keep looking until we get to the end of the board, and if we get to the end of the board and there's... How old is this model? Good question. Don't know. Certainly got some food scraps in it. Yeah, I can't really see anything that would make me think of that sort of misbehavior. Can't see any chipped off parts. Let's have a look at that flex. Hello, Hedgehog. How long has it been since you've last paid a visit? Okay, so here's that. So we've got one there too. And that one went all the way through to the battery. So there, it's gone all the way through to the battery. Yeah. That's quite likely our culprit, I would say. And then, yeah, maybe one of these even. Well, that one there is pretty bad. See if I can do anything by putting the board back in there and then use an external keyboard. I can leave this completely disconnected and see if we can get a better behavior. Because at this point I'm very disinclined to actually put any sort of soldering action onto the board. I have a strong feeling it's something else. I could be wrong. Nah, come on. Pick up that... thank you. But if you look at some of the... like, well, I think Lewis made a video the other day. I think, what they call it? Dustgate or something like that. Anyway, the problem is... yeah, we've got these screens failing or other things failing because of all these little puncture marks. Hey Raj. Okay, it looks like I have inadvertently trapped a flex under here. Have I? Oh no, no, my bad. Okay, the keyboard we can still plug in. It's the trackpad that we can't. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, do need this. Do need that. Definitely need this. Naturally it doesn't want to plug in. Oh, come on. Why don't you want to plug in? Plug in. Thank you. Jeez. I don't think we'll go very far without the battery, but we will try without the battery just to see. 20 volts, 118, 140, 65, 4. Okay. Weird. Just does that. Blanks out. That's kind of different. Goes back to 0. Yeah, that's weird. That's sitting at 0 completely now. Okay, we've got maybe a RAM fault here. Not a RAM fault, a SD fault. That would be delightful. Yeah. I'm just going to put the battery in just in case. It's very unlikely to be the culprit for why it's not booting all the way, but I just want to eliminate that. We won't be able to test trackpad click because we do not have the trackpad connected yet. Okay, so that's coming up. Yeah, it just comes up and dies. That's interesting. A Defcon? Yeah, I'd say go back to sleep. Yep, up and dies. Might have to put this onto Apple Configurator and see what it can find. Yeah, might have to be a restore. If this is going to be a board fault, then I would say one of the flash storage was bugged. Yeah, maybe corrupted or something. So I'll put all the bits and pieces back together. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be a... how do I put it? If... Oops, that's a bit loud. If it's one of these that are dead or misbehaving, then I'm basically up the creek anyway. As far as I understand, if you want to replace them, you have to replace the whole lot. They seem to be bound together. I'm not exactly sure how or why. I imagine it's some sort of encoding between them, special magic numbers. Not really my field of expertise in this particular instance. Yeah, assuming the customer doesn't want their data just going to disconnect the touch bar. Unlikely to be at fault, but yeah. Oh. It's sticking around a little longer. Nope. I spoke too soon. Yeah, it's interesting. It's actually coming up saying that button for the power actually feels like it's jammed. There might be something. Just disconnect the on-off button, Touch ID button. Yeah, it feels like it's, when you press it doesn't have the normal tactile click. It's got more of the dead rubber click, push. So it's possible if the button is dead that it could inhibit, because it would basically be like holding the button down constantly, which means after about 10 or 20 seconds it will of course shut itself down. Nope, wasn't that either. Damn it. I was hoping that was going to be it. Oh, that sucks googly eggs. I have had it in the past where that actually is the fault. Bad, what do you call it? Bad Touch ID button. Sadly, I was not gifted with such a simple solution tonight. Yeah, Miles, but like I said, I've had it happen before, so there was hope. But yeah, right now it feels like something, a corrupted SD. Now, whether it's because of hardware failure or whether because it's just something like maybe a bad update or something, I don't know. It is a little weird that it's not responding to the, like if you try to, pardon me, if you try to bring it up under, what do you call it, recovery mode or something, it's just not doing it. Was it Shift Command R? Well, I can't remember these things. Current sensing issue, possibly. It's just weird that it's not even trying to, pick an alternative here. I'll put this in. I won't strictly speaking be able to boot from it, but it may give me the option to, just simply do. So options. Yeah. Okay. It's got to be. It's got to be the OS that's actually at fault. This is fine. So it's not going to let me. And yeah, look, we've got Mac OS installer here. So something's gone wrong with their update recently. I'm kind of curious if I run that one, uh, if it will actually boot. Probably won't, but anyway. A noob fixer. Yeah, it immediately crashes as soon as I select the OS install. Alright, so this actually turns out to be most likely just a bad software jobby. At least in theory so far. I'm just going to reconnect pretty much everything. Like I said, it is just a little weird that it's not bringing up the recovery options. But that might be because there is a install in process by the looks of it. Like it's halfway through an install. Okay. Or the controller is dead. Yep, that's. I mean, it is showing the petition, so that's a reasonably good sign. What I'm going to do is I'm going to boot to the, like I said, it had the OS and then it had the installer, so I'm going to boot to the installer and see what happens. I don't know if, oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, installer. Oh, looks like that's crapped out too. Alright, so I'll probably have to do this through configurator. The question is, will I be able to actually get the data off this? That's going to be fun. Because yeah. Maybe they've turned off security. Unlikely, but that's weird. It doesn't even try to go ahead with, so something wrong with the EFI maybe, loader. Because I tried to just go to mine, but of course because it's probably security locked, it was probably going to try and start booting from the section where it says, oh wait, what's going on here? So we just boot looped. Yeah, I was trying to get around the whole secure boot as a pain. Okay, it seems like this just goes on a constant boot loop, so yeah, I'm going to plug this into ASD and see what I can do with it. Alright, well, I'm actually feeling pretty crashed out tired, even though it's only 10 o'clock in the evening, but I've been mowing half the day. And, well, we got the one board fixed, and this one here looks like we're just going to have to do some fiddling and farting with the system. Hopefully I can find a way to check the actual integrity of the disk before I go any further. So, okay, I'm out here. You'll take care. I'll see you next time. Might be tomorrow, might be the day after. You never know. Until then, catch you later.